everybody. Today we're going to work on a review assignment helping us understand what it means when we talk about multiplication as scaling. Okay, so all this really means is that when we talk about multiplication as scaling, they want you to understand that if you multiply a number by a fraction less than 1, the product will be less than that number. You're basically taking a piece or a portion of your number. And you know you're taking just a piece of it because a fraction is less than 1. So we'll look at some examples of how this works in a minute, but for now, just drag the tile that says less than up here to the first spot. The second idea is that if you multiply a number by a fraction that's equal to 1, the product will be exactly equal to that number or that factor. Think about fractions that are equal to 1 whole, like 3/3 is equal to 1 whole, or 2 halves. Anytime your top number and your bottom number are the same, or your numerator and your denominator are the same, it's equal to 1 whole. It doesn't matter what number is on top. You could have 1,000,000 out of 1,000,000, or 25 out of 25, it's equal to 1 whole. The third idea that we're focusing on is this. If you multiply a number by a fraction greater than 1, like 3 halves or 5/4, the number will be greater than that number. Okay, let's look at some examples. Okay, here we're being told to circle the expression with the greater product. Reminder. An expression is like an equation but without the answer. So 8 times 6/13 is an expression. 3 times 2 is an expression. 5 plus 4 is an expression. If it doesn't have the answer, we call it an expression. If it has the answer with an equal sign, we call it an equation. Okay, so we're going to circle the expression with the greater product. I can see that the first factor in both of these expressions is the same, 8 and 8. Here we have 6/13, which is an amount that is less than 1 whole. It's a portion of 1 whole. So this is less than 1 whole. Whereas 4/3 is greater than 1 whole. That would be like saying, if I ate 4/3 of pizza, I essentially ate 1 1/3 pieces of pizza. So if I multiply a number by something that's greater than 1 whole, I'm going to have a larger product. My product will be bigger than 8. So I'm going to circle B here. On Google Slides, you can either drag this circle icon here onto your answer, or you can use the scribble tool, or you can insert a text box and type your answer. Doesn't matter to me. Whatever is easier for you. Okay, let's look at the second item. Circle the expression with the greater product. Here we're looking at 1 1/3 times 35. And then in our second expression, they just reversed the factors. 35 times something. So I'm going to rewrite one of these so that I'm looking at the factors in the same order. That'll be easier for me. So if I do 35 times 1 1/3, and I compare that to 35 times 15/15, I immediately recognize that 15/15 is equal to 1 whole, whereas 1 1/3 is greater than 1 whole. So if I multiply 35 times something that is greater than 1 whole, I'm going to have a product that is greater than 35. So I'm going to select A here. Okay, you guys go ahead and finish these items on your own. There's 2 more items for you to do here, and then we'll take a look at the next slide. Okay, here we're being asked to order the products on each line from least to greatest. So let's look at the factor pairs that we're looking at in each expression. I can see that 25 occurs in each expression. Now it's going to be easier for me to compare these items if I rewrite them to where 25 is first in each expression. So I'm going to do 25 times 7/18, and then here for the second one, I'm just going to reverse the order so that 25 is first. It doesn't affect the value of my expression. 25 times 1 3/4, and then last 25 times 4/4. Okay, so one item is going to be less than 25. One item will have a product that's equal to 25, and one item will have a product greater than 25. Let's start right in the middle. Which product will be exactly equal to 25? This one, because 4/4 is equal to 1 whole, and I know that 25 times 1 is exactly equal to 25. So on your assignment, you can just drag those text boxes onto the number line here, but I'm going to rewrite them. Okay, so that takes care of that one. Now let's find the expression whose product will be less than 1 whole. Well, 7/8 is a fraction that's equal to less than 1 whole, so this would be like saying I'm taking a portion or a piece of 25. Therefore, my product will be less than 1 whole. And that just leaves this last item. And I know since it's multiplying an amount that's more than 1 whole, my product will be greater than 25. Okay, now you guys do this second item on your own, please. And then pick back up with me for the next slide. For this last slide, you're being asked to put a check mark into the box that shows whether the expression will be less than 32, exactly equal to 32, or greater than 32. The easiest way to do this is look through the fractions and find the one that's exactly equal to 1 whole, because that product will be exactly equal to 32. Scanning down, I can see that 9/9 is equal to 1 whole. 1 times 32 is 32, so I'm going to put my check mark as equal to 32 here. Now look through and find the fractions that are less than 1 whole. Those products will be less than 32, like 13/20. Last, scan and find the fractions that are greater than 1 whole, like 5/3. That expression will have a product greater than 32. Now finish the rest on your own.